it's a great alternative to going to jail. I mean, who would want to do that? That's a scary thought to me. So I felt very lucky that I didn't have to go through that.
You made a mistake. You paid your dues. Now come out and get to work and get on with your life, and you can do it. And there are people that will help you do it.
Restrictive probation is a sentencing alternative for defendants convicted of certain nonviolent offenses. The program gives the court the power to allow all or a portion of the sentence to be served on home confinement or in a residential treatment instead of in jail. The program is managed through the Bucks County Adult Probation and Parole Department. Restrictive probation is really an excellent choice for anybody who thinks they may be eligible. It allows them to maintain their quality of life, whether it be through their family, their religious involvement, their employment. It's such a great opportunity that I encourage to anybody who might be eligible.
This path avoids serving jail time and provides support throughout the process. At the same time, it promotes individual accountability and positive change. In many cases, an individual can continue to work, worship, participate in a training program, and be at home with their families, which leads to a better quality of life while serving a sentence. And in light of the long-term economic and social challenges brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, now more than ever, alternative programs that enable social support and more interactive involvement from home can be a game changer for individuals.
When they can sit back and map out those two avenues, jail time or home confinement, they can see that, wow, all right, there are a ton of benefits here if I can just be sentenced to home confinement. That's why it's such a privilege to be able to do this in the first place. It's great that our department offers this option, but it's even better that the judges are frequently using it.
You can find more details about restrictive probation at buckscounty.gov. Restrictive probation is designed to consider the individual, the offense, and whether or not alcohol or substance use was involved. While no two experiences are the same, here's a general idea of what you can expect. Your probation period or home confinement will be equal to or greater than the mandatory minimum term of imprisonment required. Your sentence may include part-time, full-time, home, or inpatient detention. Fines and costs that are levied by the court for restitution will be required. Your program will include electronic monitoring, intensive probation supervision, possible community service, drug and/or alcohol monitoring and treatment if deemed necessary. Firearms or weapons will be banned. Costs are supported by the Commonwealth, the county, and the participant. You will be responsible for a reasonable one-time setup fee and daily fee. In some cases, funding may be available to help with these costs. You may talk to a member of the probation staff to learn about eligibility. Restrictive probation may also provide many opportunities, which can include the chance to live at home and meet family responsibilities, continue employment and work obligations, participate in community service, attend family or individual counseling, attend training programs, attend religious services, and more. Let's review eligibility requirements for restrictive probation. In general, restrictive probation is an option for people who are facing a mandatory minimum jail sentence for some DUI offenses and other nonviolent crimes. There are two pathways to restrictive probation. Which path you are eligible for is determined by the offense. A DUI offense, which may be eligible for probation with restrictive DUI conditions. A pathway is also available for a non-DUI offense. Let's look at both paths. Restrictive probation focuses on diversion from incarceration of nonviolent level 2, 3, and 4 offenses and is designed for individuals who would have otherwise been sentenced to a period of partial or total confinement in the county correctional facility. It's for an individual who does not demonstrate a present or past history of violent or assaultive behavior. Some restrictions apply for those who have been convicted of certain prior crimes, and in some cases, the Commonwealth may waive certain eligibility requirements. While similar in nature, probation with restrictive DUI conditions has additional requirements. Probation with restrictive DUI conditions is an alternative to incarceration that can be used to fulfill mandatory minimum sentences for DUI or driving under the influence and DUS or driving under suspension 1543B only offenses. A defendant can be sentenced to a period of up to 90 days incarceration, followed by inpatient treatment and/or home confinement with electronic monitoring in order to meet the mandatory minimum sentencing requirements. In some cases, the Commonwealth may waive certain eligibility requirements. For either pathway, eligibility details are at buckscounty.gov and should be reviewed with a lawyer. If you're interested in applying for a restrictive probation pathway, the first step is to complete a restrictive probation application. Applications for restrictive probation are available at buckscounty.gov. Non-DUI applicants must also complete and attach a full drug and alcohol assessment at a Department of Health licensed drug and alcohol treatment facility. In addition to the application, DUI applicants must attach a full drug and alcohol assessment at a Department of Health licensed drug and alcohol treatment facility, plus a copy of their Court Reporting Network or CRN report. This is a pre-screening tool used to determine if you'll be referred for a more comprehensive drug and alcohol assessment and can be obtained at a court-approved provider. The application is straightforward. You'll need to provide your docket number and the official charges. Other questions regard your contact information, demographics, general housing and medical information, the people and pets residing with you, the employment, educational, training, or religious services you want to attend, along with your attorney and emergency contact information. You should return your application and attachments at least 30 days prior to sentencing. Return it to the Bucks County Adult Probation Department by mail. Address it to Bucks County Adult Probation Department, 100 North Main Street, Doylestown, PA 18901. Or you may return it via email to appssunit@buckscounty.org or deliver in person. Let's review the whole process from start to finish. After your arrest, you'll have a preliminary hearing and complete a drug and alcohol evaluation. All DUI and non-DUI applicants must complete a full drug and alcohol assessment at a Department of Health licensed drug and alcohol treatment facility. At least 30 days before sentencing, you should fill out the application for home confinement with electronic monitoring. You'll use the same application whether you're seeking restrictive probation or probation with restrictive DUI conditions. You can download the application from the Bucks County website. Include a copy of your drug and alcohol assessment from the Department of Health, and if you are seeking probation with restrictive DUI conditions, include your Court Reporting Network or CRN evaluation. Next, your application and reports will be reviewed by a restrictive probation officer to determine eligibility. If eligible, a Bucks County Adult Probation Officer will conduct a home visit. Information related to that determination will be forwarded to the District Attorney's Office, the Defense Counsel, and the court. It's important to understand that confirmation of eligibility does not guarantee placement and must be approved by your sentencing judge. Sentencing takes place and the restrictive probation program fee is paid on the same day. An electronic monitor is attached, and detailed instructions about restrictive probation will be provided to begin the sentence.
If you do choose to apply and you are deemed eligible, my department is going to work with you every step of the way to make sure that not only can you maintain your quality of life, but that will improve. Every contact you have with your probation officer, they'll be talking to you about your short and long-term goals. They'll be talking to you about your employment. They'll be talking to you, of course, about your compliance with your conditions. That support is immeasurable. Consider if restricted probation may be a good pathway for you. In addition to speaking to your lawyer, additional information is available at buckscounty.gov.
Big kudos to everybody in Bucks County who was working to help people out. I was just in a meeting last month, and you got judges in this meeting who are now caring about people who are going through their court systems and trying to find people help. So you have to have that mentality and mindset that I'm going to make it, I'm going to fumble, I'm going to trip, I'm going to slip, but I'm going to make it.
Anybody who's undecided or teetering on what decision they have to make for the restrictive probation should just jump right into the restrictive probation for sure. It is definitely the way to go. As soon as I was off the restrictive probation, I was like, wow, I got through that, no sweat. And now little by little, I'm taking the steps to get my life completely back.